Hello and welcome to the Subledger Accounting series of OracleErpGuide.com. In this video, we will see the description rules. As a background, we are going to need these roles and data access to perform these demonstrations. For the GL, the roles given here. For AR, these are all the roles. You don't have to assign all the roles, maybe the first two roles and the third role should be sufficient. For AP, these are the 5 roles. Again, you may not have the requirement for supplier, administrator and manager here for this particular demo. Then data access for GL roles for US primary ledger and data access for business units for AP and AR roles. Just the US 1 business unit, and roles to access functional setup manager, some other roles like this, etc. The environment that we are going to use is Oracle Cloud Financials, Vision instance, release 13. We will use US primary ledger, which uses US chart of accounts, US 1 business unit, and we will take one example in receivables and one in payables. Let us first understand the concept and example. Using the description rules, we can create custom descriptions for SLA journals and GL journals. So when we create transactions in subledgers, like receivables invoices, receipts, payables invoices, payments, etc. we know they all create journals when we run the create accounting. So for those journals, we can create custom description rules and they can capture some data from the transactions and put into the descriptions of SLA journals and GL journals. The descriptions are maintained at header level or at lines level. You can also use both the header and lines level of the journals to create the descriptions. As an example, we will take AP invoices. We will capture the supplier name and the AP invoice number in journal descriptions for both SLA journals and GL journals. And we will also take an AR example for AR invoices to capture the customer name and AR invoice number in journal descriptions, again for both SLA journals and GL journals. Let us first note the results before the change. So we will create an AP or AR invoice, we will perform the accounting, and we will view the accounting and we will see that there are no descriptions, or maybe there are different default descriptions which we are going to change. So let us navigate to the instance and we will first go to receivables. So this is receivables, and go to billing. So we are going to execute this entire cycle of results before change, setups and transaction flow for AP and AR separately. So we'll first do it for AR. Let us create a transaction, that is an AR invoice. Choose the business unit as US 1 business unit. Transaction number we will take is, let us say, AR transaction 4001 ABC Consulting. Scroll down, a memo line and a quantity. Save the invoice, wait until it is saved and complete and review the invoice. Yet we have not made any changes in the configuration. We are only checking the results before making any changes. And now we will do actions and post to ledger. View the accounting. So this is the accounting, detach, and let us expand this one. So you can see there are no descriptions shown under these particular accounts. We are going to create certain custom descriptions and we are going to retest this one. So click done, cancel, yes. So we have completed results before change, that there are no existing descriptions already defined. We'll now go to setups and define the descriptions in these easy steps. There are 9 steps, but these are easy ones. Create a journal category. This is an optional step. This will make it very easy for us to identify our journals in the GL. Manage journal categories. This is the task we are going to use. So let us open another tab for the instance. And we will open the functional setup manager to go to manage journal categories. Choose financials and search for manage journal categories. Open this one and create a new category, OEG AR1. So OEG AR1, this is a new category we have created. Save and close. We are going to send all our journals for AR invoices to this category. Let us see how to set up that. Go to Subledger Accounting Options. Manage Subledger Accounting Options. And we are doing it for receivables. So choose it from receivables and open the task. Ledger is US primary ledger. Search and look for receivables here. Receivables and edit accounting options. And make sure that this general ledger journal entry summarization is either grouped by GL date or grouped by GL period. Do not choose summary. So we have already chosen group by GL period. That should be fine. And we are going to set the category for the invoice as the one that we defined in the earlier step, OEG AR1. So all the journals created for AR invoices, they will go into this category, and it will be easy for us to separately view the journals that we created. Save and close. So we have set up group by GL period. Summarize should not be chosen as summarization for GL period or summarization by GL date. In that case, your descriptions will not work for the line options. Create and assign sources. We have to run this process. We have already seen this in our earlier example. This is one time. If you already run it, there is no need to run it again. Anyways, we are going to run it here. So in another tab, and go to scheduled processes from tools. Scheduled processes. Go to new process, schedule new process, and create and assign. In case it is taking time from here, we can also do it from the functional setup manager. But anyways, this has come now. So click OK. And choose the Subledger application as receivables and submit. Note the process ID 7700 and make sure that the process has completed. What this process does is it makes all the columns or attributes available for selection when we create a description rule. There are certain attributes, if you do not run this process, they will not appear in the LOV. So it is important to run this process. Refresh and verify that it is completed, succeeded. So the process has succeeded. We have completed step number 3. Let us go to View Source Assignments. We are going to use the task Manage Subledger Application Transaction Objects. This we will use only to see which are the column names available for creating the descriptions. So Manage Subledger Application Transaction Objects. Manage Subledger Application Transaction Objects, and we have to choose that from receivables. Open the same. Choose the event class as invoice because we are going to test invoice descriptions in the journals. View source assignments. And here you can see the assignment level. So there are some columns which are header columns and some columns which are line columns. Header columns you can use for both header descriptions as well as line descriptions. The line columns you should use only for line descriptions. For example, here if you want to pick up the customer name, you can see what is the attribute that can be used here. So you can see this bill to customer name. This is the name of the attribute and this is a header level attribute we are going to use. Similarly, you can also see transaction number. So transaction number, this is also a header level attribute. So we can use these two to create our custom descriptions. So we have seen this. Now we are actually going to create a description rule. This description rule we will create using the task Manage Description Rules. So click Done. Click Done again. And Manage Description Rules. We want to create a description rule for receivables. So we'll choose it for receivables and open the same. Click plus to create a new rule. We will give it a name OEG AR Invoice Description 1. We can put the short name, description, everything the same, and click plus to create the actual rule. This is where we will specify what we want in this description. In this description, we want customer name, and we have to pick up a source, select name here, this is important, and choose customer name. So build to customer name, we have already seen this. Scroll down, select OK. And after that, we also want the invoice number. So we will say AR invoice number, and we will pick up the source relevant for the AR invoice, which is transaction number. Transaction number for receivables. Click OK. So we can write it full if we want, AR invoice number, and just save and close. Scroll down, there is no need to specify a condition, just validate the rule. Validation is complete, and you can check whether the status is active, save the rule, and then click save and close. So this rule appears here. We have successfully defined the rule. Now we will see how to use this rule from our transaction. Then we have to create a custom accounting method. We have seen an entire video, SLA 02, to create a custom accounting method and custom journal entry rule set. So we have already done that. You can use the tasks, manage accounting methods, and manage journal entry rule sets to duplicate each of these and then to customize as per our requirement. So we will proceed to the next step. Assign the description rule. We have already created the accounting method and journal entry rule set. We will assign the description rule to them using manage accounting methods task. So let us go to manage accounting methods. Search for it and choose for receivables. Our custom method that we earlier defined is OEG accrual. Edit the same and scroll down. Here you can see this is a rule set we created. OEG invoices for default accrual. Click on this one. How to create this one we have already seen in our second video, SLA 02. Please refer that video if necessary. And now you can scroll down and you can see this line description rule appearing for each of this line. So you can also be selective as to whether you want to do it for all the lines or you want to do it only for receivables and revenue account. If you want it for all the lines, we have to assign the rule to all the lines. If you want to do a particular assignment, you can also do that. So this is a receivables account. Let us make the assignment. This is our rule, OEG AR invoice description 1. We defined it just now, and we will do it also for the revenue. So this is the revenue. Select it from the drop down list. Scroll up and save. And click save and close. Now just to re-verify that your changes are properly saved, click again and see that those description rules appear where we assigned them. Scroll down. Sometimes it happens we assign it, save it, yet it gets removed. So it is better to take the caution. It is there, save and close. Now you will notice that the status has become incomplete, which is our next step. We have assigned the description rule. Now we go to the next step to activate the SLA components, to activate the JERS and also to activate accounting method if that is incomplete. So go to this place again and click on activate to activate the JERS, Journal Entry Rule Set Assignment. Wait until this is activated. Click OK. See that the status appears as active here and also here. Scroll down. Click Save and Close. The next step is to assign the subledger accounting method to the ledger using specify ledger options. So click Done. Specify ledger options. We want to do it for US primary ledger, which is already here in scope. So I'm directly going to click here. If this is something else, you have to click on the ledger name to change it. OEG accrual is already assigned here. If it is not assigned, go to the OEG accrual, select it and save and close to make the assignment of accounting method. So we completed step 9 as well. So our rule is now active. We can proceed with the transaction flow. So we will enter again a receivables invoice, do the accounting, and we will see that the descriptions appear both in SLA journals and GL journals. But before that, I think we missed one step. Go to setup, and when we assigned it, I think we forgot to assign it for the header level. So I'm going to assign it again. So this task is manage accounting methods. For receivables, open the same, go to OEG accrual, edit the same, and we will again open this rule set. Wait until it opens. Please make a note, the description rule is in two places. This one is at the header level and these are the line levels. We assigned at line levels, but we kind of missed to associate with the header level. So now we are selecting it and we'll save it again. We have to activate again since we have made the change. Wait until activation happens. Click OK. Check this one and check this one as well. Save and close again. Click Done. So let us proceed with the transaction flow. We will create a receivable invoice and we will see the descriptions. Our receivables tab is already open. Open the menu, create a new transaction with the same parameters, US1 business unit. The transaction number, let us say AR 4002. Bill to customer is ABC Consulting. And again the memo line, same class fee. Quantity is 400. Save the invoice. Then complete and review the invoice. Now it is ready for accounting. Actions, post to ledger, and view the accounting. Detach and open the receivables. Now you can see this line description appearing here. Customer name is ABC Consulting and AR invoice number is AR 4002. We also did it for revenue. Again a line is appearing because these are all lines of the SLA journal. We did not do it for rounding account, so it is not appearing for the rounding account. So as noted here in our presentation, we are going to check both SLA journals as well as the GL journals. SLA journals we can also check from review journal lines. So let us go to review journal lines. Click cancel this and open review journal lines. This will allow us to see SLA journals for the transactions. Our transaction is AR 4002, but these are mandatory fields. This is US primary ledger and we have to give AR 4002. Status is final and the date range it takes automatically, so we are just making a modification there. Ours transaction is in 2022, so this date range should include that. So wait until the transaction journal is found. So this is the Subledger journal. You can see the entry description, which is a header level description. We have assigned both at header level and line level. And if you scroll this to right, if the description is not visible, let us go and enable all the columns, show all. Okay, in this particular view, it is not displayed. Let us go to view journal entry. That is another view of the same SLA journal. Wait until it opens. Okay, here you can see the line description. Customer is so and so, AR invoice number. Let us resize this very quickly so that we can see it in full. So AR 4002. So we have seen this in SLA journal, both in header and the line. Now let us see that in GL journal. So this is our instance again in another tab. We will open GL journals, general accounting, journals. And we go to manage journals. And we want to see the journal for the category. Let us put the period first, that is July 22. and the category was OEG. This is how the category will help us, because all the people enter transactions in this instance. It's very difficult to find our own journal entry. So this exact one that we created now appears here because of our separate category. Open this one. This is a GL journal for receivables invoice. Scroll down and you can see the description here. This is customer name, ABC Consulting, AR Invoice, AR4002. Now for some reason, line descriptions are captured correctly, but Oracle does not capture the header descriptions. This is some kind of an anomaly. If this happens in your production or test instance, maybe you can raise an SR, but at this stage the header descriptions do not appear. Never mind, it may be a standard functionality, but Oracle will give a clarification. I'm saying standard functionality because for a journal, when a header is created from several invoices, then probably it would have a problem creating a description like customer name, etc., because customers will be different for different invoices. Anyways, that's an ambiguous area that can be sorted out as needed. So we have seen the complete flow for receivables. We also verified SLA and GL journals. Now we are going to repeat this change for payables invoice. So I'm again going to go back to results before change for payables. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a payables invoice, that is before making any change to the descriptions of payables, and we will note the descriptions. Open the navigator, go to payables, payables invoices, and create a payables invoice. Wait until the form opens. So our business unit is US1. Our supplier is ABC Consulting. So this is consulting. There are two. And we'll take invoice number as AP. Let us take 5002. Amount as 5,000. And we open the lines and create a line for 5,000. We're going to keep the distribution set as it is. Save the invoice. Calculate the tax. Check the total amount 5450 and validate the invoice. It should show the status as validated. Now we can do the accounting. Post to ledger. View the accounting. And if we see, this is item expense, this is liability. Open this one. There is no description. Open the item expense. There is no description. Close this one and click done. So we have seen the results before running the transaction. So now we can proceed with payables setups. Again, the same steps. Create a journal category. Let us create a journal category. Our FSM is already open. Functional Setup Manager. Manage Journal Categories. And now we are going to create a category for Payables Invoice. Wait until the page opens. Click plus and create OEG. Instead of AR1, now we will create AP1 and put the same for category key and the description. Save and close. Wait until it completes saving and comes back here. We created a journal category. Now go to Subledger Accounting options and set group by and set the category as well. So manage Subledger Accounting options. Now this time we are going to take it for payables. This is payables, Subledger Accounting options, and open the same. The ledger is US primary ledger and search. Look for payables here. This is payables. Go to edit. We have already chosen group by, so there is no need to modify. This category we are going to change. We will make it OEG AP1. That is the category we want. OEG AP1. All our journals for the invoices will go into this journal category. Save and close and click done. Create and assign sources for payables. Go to the instance, the FSM. Create, assign sources. For payables. Earlier we have seen we can run this process from scheduled processes also. Choose payables and submit the process. Create and assign subledger sources 902. Go to monitor processes and ensure that it is completed. Currently it is running. Keep refreshing and see that it is succeeded. Now as we have seen earlier, once we run it, it is going to populate all the columns for payables, which will become available for description rule, mapping set, etc. in the LOV. If we do not run it, there could be some columns missing. And this is one time. This is completed. And now this has succeeded. We can proceed to the next one. This is also just for viewing. Manage Subledger Application Transaction Objects. Setup. Manage Subledger Transaction Objects. We are only going to view what are the names of those columns or attributes. We can also search them while we define our description rules. So choose this as invoices and go to view source assignments. You can see the line and header level sources here. So for example, if you want to see the supplier name and number, just try to filter it. supplier number is here. Likewise, you can see all the header and line level attributes or columns. So this is just for viewing. Now we will create a description rule for payables using the task manage description rules. So go to functional setup manager, once again click done. Manage description rules for payables and open it. Create a new description rule. Let us call it OEG AP Invoice Description 1. We are going to duplicate the same everywhere. Click plus and create the actual rule. Supplier name. Choose the source. Select the name. This is search by name. Name should be %supplier name and search. So this is supplier name. Ensure this is for payables. Choose it. And we also want, maybe we can put 2 dashes here. We also want the AP invoice number and pick up the source. It may be invoice number, it may be transaction number, we can't remember those, but invoice number for payables, and select it. So it has taken the necessary string. Save and close. Make sure it appears here. No condition is required. Just validate. Validation is complete. Then go to save and close. See, this is active. Otherwise, we can activate right from there. This is active. Go back. Create custom SLAM. We already completed in SLA 02 and we have used these tasks. Assign the description rule. Now let us go there. Manage accounting methods. In the functional setup manager, manage accounting methods. This time we have to take it from payables. Open it. Accounting method is same, that is OEG accrual for both applications. Wait until it opens. So we are in payables tab and this rule set is already created. Open this one. And as we observed, this is the header level description rule. You can see this AP description we defined in the earlier step is appearing there. And for the liability, we will apply it for 3 lines. Liability basic and for the automatic offset balancing as well as account. Okay, so we have to do it slow, one by one. Otherwise it closes the form. Yeah, so 3. And we also want it for the expense. So look for the expense journal line rule here. So this is item expense. Select this one and choose, wait until this is working. If it shows an hourglass, you should wait and then open it. Select this one. So we have selected this in 3-4 places. Save and close. Now we are going to reopen it and verify that it has got saved. Here we are. Yeah, our description rule is assigned like this, and at line levels also it has retained. Let us check the expense line. Expense line also it shows. If we scroll a little bit, save and close. So we have completed assigning this. Activate the SLA components for payables now. Just go there, we can see the activate button. Click it, click yes. So last time we had done it for receivables. Now we are doing it for payables. Wait and click OK. Click save and close. Now we go back to the presentation. Assign accounting method to ledger. We have already seen and done that, but we will check it once. We don't have to do it separately for receivables and payables. Specify ledger options because it is common to the ledger. Open it for US primary ledger. And see that this is already assigned. Save and close. We completed the setups for payables. We go to the transaction flow now. We will enter a payables invoice and see the SLA and GL journal for descriptions. So this is invoice workbench for payables. Again, create an invoice. Business unit is US1, supplier ABC Consulting. There are two, that's why it shows this page. And invoice number, let us say AP 5015, and this is 6000. Open the lines. 6000. Save and calculate the tax. Total amount 6540. We have to insert that 6540 in the header and validate this one. Validated. Now we are ready to do the accounting, post to ledger and view the accounting. And detach this one. For the item expense, expand this. You can see the supplier name ABC Consulting -- AP invoice, and we will also see it for liability, but we did not choose it for the tax, etc. There is another line description there. So our description is appearing only for the lines that we had chosen. Now if we want to see the complete SLA journal, save and close this one. Remember, this is AP 5015 and go to review journal entries. This is for the SLA journal AP 5015. The ledger is mandatory. Date range, just to ensure that our invoice is in the date range. Now this you can see our category view journal entry. This is the complete SLA journal. you can see the description at header level and also the description at line levels. You can see the description for tax is different because we did not assign it for the tax. We assigned it only for item expense and liability, which is appearing here. Now we will also see the GL journal for this. So go to Manage Journals. Our tab is already open there. Cancel this one and change our search to OEG AP1 now and search. So this is the GL journal that is created. Click and open this one and scroll down and you can see the description for the relevant lines appearing here in the GL journal as well, like the supplier name and the AP invoice number. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the headers for the journal, that description remains a journal import, and we have already discussed that matter. So we have completed viewing both SLA journal as well as the GL journal. So we have seen the transaction flow. We have also verified the results for payables. So we completed this entire cycle of description rules both for receivables and payables. Thank you and welcome to OracleErpGuide.com. We have completed the video SLA 05 for description rules.